when we look at the preferred social and political system for humans, it almost always comes out to be democracy. The reason behind that is that in a democracy, there is ideally no monopoly over resources, and those resources could be of material or political power, wealth, economic wealth, you name it. Over the years, human beings have civilizationally developed towards adopting democracy in their social fabric. But we have also observed that a certain technologies have expedited this process, that the monopoly of power over certain spheres of life has been reduced due to technology. One example for that is that the means of production used to be in few hands, and that is the one of the biggest conflicts between labor and capital, and that is one big conflict that we are still dealing with, and different political schools of thought have different solutions for it. But in the current day, we see that due to internet, the means of production has become relatively democratized. People who cannot own factories or industries, they do have the power to create intellectual value. They have the power to create videos and write books and make documentaries. And these are digital assets, and people value them around the world. And from this, they earn revenue. And in a very non traditional sense, they have gotten access to the means of production. Now, there is another example of the management of money, for example. And banks used to have a monopoly, and they still do. They have a monopoly over how money is handled and transferred and stored. But recently, with the rise of cryptocurrency and the blockchain technology, we have seen that the potential for decentralization exists in that field as well. So you can see that there is a general trend of decentralization and the end of monopolization in different sectors of economy and society. So all sectors of human life will eventually adopt this direction, and the adoption is happening as we speak. So I want to bring this home by sharing that the monopoly of education will also experience a similar trajectory where schools and institutions will no more be the only players where the value of education would be received or delivered. Even this field is getting decentralized and democratized, and individual teachers are finding their space online by building themselves, by building um, websites and Instagram profiles and selling their courses. And most of those individual solo teachers are doing way better than those who are working in institutions. The reason behind that is organizations are slow moving and individuals adopt the new changes faster, and they mobilize their resources faster so that they have a competitive edge and people would buy from them. So the uh, the market push that an individual receives is the individual responds faster to it compared to an organization that has structures and that has bureaucracies through which the teachers have to perform within those boundaries. So to conclude this, I want to say that across the board in different fields, we are seeing a trend of democratization and decentralization. More and more people will get the opportunity to deliver value. Question is, how prepared are we to become one of those who produce value? Because those who produce value are economically rewarded.